Well, good morning. Here it is. It's Tuesday morning, and it's April the 22nd. And I really hope you had a great Monday. I hope that you were able to get this week started, and hopefully get off on the right foot, and hopefully just hopefully it was just a good start. And the weather was pretty, and anyway, now God has blessed us with the breath to breathe here on this Tuesday morning, and I certainly hope and pray that this morning finds you feeling well. Hope it finds you well rested and ready to tackle the opportunities that God has blessed us with here on this Tuesday morning. This morning, I want to share a devotional with you entitled "Equipped to Serve." Hebrews chapter 13, verse 21, it says, "May he equip you with all you need for doing his will." Fear comes in many forms, and I hope I can pronounce these words. Cathophobia is the fear of sitting. Abutophobia is the fear of bathing. Anapatophobia is the fear of being single. Arachnophobia is the fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth. And automatonopia is the fear of ventriloquist dummies. And we could go on and on. Now, I don't know the name of the fear that Jesus' disciples experienced following the events of Good Friday, through Easter. But it was real, and it was paralyzing. This small group of believers, they had an enormous task ahead of them, but they were in no condition to, undertake it. I mean, in fact, they were hiding behind closed doors, scared, confused, and with no idea, what their next step should be. And so before he ascended to heaven, Jesus, he appeared to his disciples several times to prepare them for, what lay ahead. He erased their fear. He gave them the confidence they lacked. He gave them the direction and the purpose that they needed. He gave them hope. And he assured them that, he would be with them, wherever they went and whatever they faced. I mean, Jesus equipped his followers to, carry out his work. On one occasion, shortly after his resurrection, he miraculously appeared to a group of his disciples behind locked doors. But Thomas, one of the disciples, he wasn't a part of the group, that evening. And later, when the others told him about their experience, Thomas, he refused to believe. And in fact, in John chapter 20, verse 25, it says, "But he replied, I won't believe it unless I see the nail wounds in his hands, put my fingers into them, and place my hand into the wound in his side." 8 days later, Jesus appeared again to his followers. And this time, Thomas, he was present. And Jesus said the following to him in John chapter 20, verse 25. He said, "Put your finger here and look at my hands. Put your hand into the wound in my side. Don't be faithless any longer. Believe." He wasn't trying to embarrass Thomas. I mean, he was equipping him for the work ahead. I mean, if Thomas needed physical proof of Jesus' resurrection, something he could, experience, with his own senses, Jesus, he was prepared to give it. Now, likewise, on the night Jesus was, arrested, Peter, he failed him miserably. 3 times Peter, had an opportunity to stand boldly with Jesus during his trial. And 3 times he denied even knowing Jesus. Jesus, he recognized how heavily that failure weighed on Peter. He didn't want it to hinder or distract Peter, from the role that he was playing, to play, or the role he was going to play in building the church, and spreading the gospel. And so Jesus, he restored Peter to ministry. And in John chapter 21, Jesus, he appeared to Peter on the shore of the Sea of Galilee. 3 times he asked Peter if he loved him. And 3 times Peter answered yes. And 3 times Jesus instructed him to, feed or to take care of his lambs or sheep. And with that simple exchange, you see, Jesus, he undid the emotional and the spiritual damage Peter had caused with his denials. Jesus equipped his disciples, to change the world, in his name. And he still equips his followers for service. He gives us, what we need, whether it's forgiveness, inspiration, wisdom, or courage, to strengthen our relationship with him and to encourage us to, share his message with others. And as the author of Hebrews, wrote in the passage I read, in I think 13:21, he said, "May he equip you with all you need for doing his will." And that's what Jesus has done. He equips us and he takes care of everything that we need. All we have to do is ask, and he'll provide it. I want to leave you with this question today to reflect on. How has the Lord equipped you to do his will? Hope you'll reflect on that today. Think about it, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And remember, Angie and I, we love you guys. We're praying for you. And Lord willing, I'll see you tomorrow morning. God bless you.